The attorney for an 18-year-old killed by a San Antonio police officer says Charles Roundtree's death is similar to the deadly shooting of Breonna Taylor in Louisville. Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Wright. The Dallas-based lawyer says in Kentucky there's a multi-million-dollar settlement, a criminal indictment, and assurances for police reform. In San Antonio, he says there's a failure to make amends. Eyewitness News reporter Marvin Hurst compares the similarities and differences between the two killings in two cities.
We love good police officers.
Daryl Washington says he supports law enforcement, but from his view, what occurred on October 17, 2018 never should have happened.
Watch out, more of the way.
We need good police officers. Marvin, these cases are generally not filed against good police officers.
Washington believes the San Antonio police should pay for killing bystander Charles "Chop" Roundtree. Officer Steve Casanova shot the 18-year-old during an assault investigation at 217 Robert Street. He was cleared by a Bexar County grand jury of any criminal responsibility because he said Roundtree's friend Devontae Snowden had a gun. Snowden beat that claim in court. The Bexar County District Attorney has said without new evidence, there is no criminal case.
People feel like cities think that it's okay for an unarmed black or brown person to be killed and nothing happens.
The attorney says Roundtree's death mirrors the killing of Breonna Taylor, an ER tech shot and killed by Louisville police 6 months ago during the execution of a search warrant.
Does someone just end up dead and there's no liability on anyone?
We compared the facts from both shootings. Roundtree was killed more than a year before Taylor. The residences they were in at the time of their death were targeted by police. Neither victim was the intended target of police. Taylor's death evolved from a no-knock warrant. The officer did knock in Roundtree's case as he looked for an assault suspect at a documented drug house. In Taylor's case, police say they identified themselves. Taylor's boyfriend and others say that never happened. Body camera video shows Officer Casanova never said he was SAPD. One officer was fired and indicted for recklessly shooting into Taylor's apartment building, but not for her death. Officer Casanova is back on the job. Louisville agreed to a $12 million settlement in Taylor's case and change for their police 6 months after her death. Nearly 2 years later, Roundtree's wrongful death lawsuit is still pending in San Antonio. City leaders say they are working on police reform, but it will take time.
We have to understand that we have considerations of law on the one hand, and on the other hand, we have considerations of local politics.
St. Mary's Law School professor Gary Ramey says reform may happen, but he says officers are shielded by the law in Texas unless a prosecutor can prove in court that officer had no reason to fear death.
A prosecutor taking that case to the grand jury would know that it's going to be a very difficult case to prosecute successfully to a conviction.
San Antonio City Attorney would not say if a settlement could happen in the Roundtree case. In a statement, the office did say they can only speak to what happened in San Antonio. They say Roundtree's case did not involve a no-knock warrant. Meantime, Roundtree's attorney says it's not about a quick payday, especially in cases where there's no accountability for death.
How can we bring about reform so that there's not another innocent 18-year-old kid who loses his or her life the way Charles lost his?
Marvin Hurst, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.